Peace and blessings. I'm Giovanna, the spiritual love healer, and today we are going to be just diving into the energies of June. Yes, I'm just sitting waiting for Savvy to come out of school. I was very much hesitant to send her to school for the rest of this week, as I'm sure a lot of other parents have been like pondering their child's safety at school, and just like as a mom, just knowing that I sent my child to school and she's not going to come home, like I could not fathom. And my heart really just goes out to those children, to their families, to the teachers, to the communities that are being affected by these acts of terrorism. And we need to see some change. So yeah, today was a difficult day. But I was sitting here, I had a little bit of time, and I had a deck with me. One of the mini decks that I carry is the Wandering Traveler Tarot, created by Bohemian Tarot Girl. So I thought I would pull some cards for the month of June, and I just had a stack fall out. So we're just gonna go with those and see what's up. So all the cards came up in reverse, so I'm gonna take that into consideration as I look at them. And so the first card out was Three of Swords reversed, and this is a card that represents healing. This is very, yeah, okay, so healing. There is a need to really focus on removing those swords from our heart. And when I think about the Three of Swords, right, it's almost like, you know, a cork board, and you stick the pin in it to post, you know, photos or ideas and things like that. So because the Three of Swords, the Suit of Swords represents the mind, it represents intellect and our, you know, our mental abilities. A lot of times the things that we're feeling that, you know, we're hurting over, or the heartbreak, are things that we are kind of pinning and we're constantly reminding ourselves of. So when I see this, this is a reminder that it's okay to let go and allow yourself to heal. For some of you, you may be coming to the end of a grieving process, or you may actually be doing the work, whether it's, you know, with a therapist or a spiritual healer, to process things from your past so that you can move into a true state of healing and releasing, you know, past pains and traumas and things like that that may have been limiting you or impacting you in some way. So there was the Three of Swords reversed. The next up we have the Six of Pentacles, that was also in reverse. And so when I see this in reverse, like if you can see this card, it's like a box of donuts, which are, you know, sweet. They, you know, you can think about the smell of a donut. So for me, this brings up just the most amazing memories of late night rendezvous at the local Krispy Kreme, waiting on the hot donuts, and just having amazing conversations with friends. And so when I look at this, it's a reminder to me to give yourself what it is that you need. It's not necessarily about, you know, getting or giving to someone else. It's about what can you provide for you? What is it that you need internally to feel good while you are processing and dealing with the things that you're processing? A lot of times when we get into these Three of Swords moments where, you know, our heart is broken, or we feel wronged or hurt, or just down and out, we're hurting, we're also not giving ourselves what it is that we need, right? You may know that, okay, I need some help processing, but you don't go get help. You may actually be overindulging in things like sweets, emotional eating, or, you know, just binging on YouTube or Netflix or whatever, but you're not actively giving yourself the things that you need, the things that are actually going to nourish you as you're moving through this energy. So pay attention to what it is that you need. You might need less of something and more of something else, so be mindful of that as well. And I also see this as a sign to treat yourself, right? A lot of times you can feel like, oh, you know, if I eat a cookie, it's gonna make me like gain 30 pounds. Or if I take time away from work, I'm not gonna be productive. If I stay up an hour, you know, reading my favorite book. I'm not gonna feel good to the next day. Like, sometimes you have to give yourself what it is that you need. Allow yourself to take those mental health days. Allow yourself to have some fun. Allow yourself to eat a cupcake. Do something that's actually gonna like make you feel good, that's gonna bring you joy, and really be gentle with yourself as you're navigating whatever it is that you are working through, processing and healing. And when I'm looking at these cards too, it's almost like starting to move through like past heartache, past hurt, and get yourself back into a place where you're comfortable with opening your heart to love, because you're nourishing yourself, you're giving yourself, you gave yourself the space that you needed to really move through, to really heal, and now you're able to feel more comfortable, more confident, and really open your heart in that way. It is so awkward, like reading in the car for some reason. I haven't done it in a while. And then here we have Seven of Swords reversed, and you can see this person, they've got their fingers crossed. The little puppy dog is just looking at them like what's going on? Are we going outside or not? Like, what are you doing? You said that you were taking me outside, but you're still sitting here watching your show. Like, what's happening? So when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing there is a big need to also be honest with yourself. And we just talked about like giving yourself what you need. You don't know what you need if you're not asking yourself, if you don't, you know, if you're not tuning within and listening to what it is that your body needs, that your heart needs, that your mind needs. So you need to be mindful of what that is and allow yourself to have it. Also, if you're not being honest with yourself, you may find that you're repeating whatever this cycle of the Three of Swords were, whatever this pain was. Sometimes it's not someone else that implants these swords in your heart. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's because you've abandoned yourself, you've abandoned your dreams, your goals, your ideas, or it's self-sabotage. Think about how many times you may have gotten into a relationship with someone and then you started doubting things, you started poking holes in it, like this person couldn't possibly love me, like. And so instead of allowing yourself to have and to experience the love, right, the Six of Pentacles, the give, the exchange, and the balance of a healthy relationship, you're not trusting, so you sabotage things. So make sure that you're moving into a space of trusting yourself, and a lot of times we do need to build that trust within ourselves, because the times that we abandon or betray ourselves, we learn to doubt ourselves. Like, how many times have you thought like, yeah, no, I probably shouldn't do this, and then you do it anyway, and then you get into like a shit ton of consequences that you could have avoided had you listened to yourself. Sometimes we you know, allow other people, their thoughts and their ideas to reign supreme over what it is that we think and we feel and we know, because we don't know how to trust ourselves. And a lot of times we're taught to not trust ourselves in a variety of ways. So just be mindful of that. Make sure that you are checking in with yourself, whether it's through journaling, whether it's through, you know, meditation, or just like doing a brain dump, asking yourself, how do I feel? What do I need? Am I giving myself the things that I need? Am I keeping my word to myself? How am I honoring myself in the day-to-day? Or am I allowing other people or other situations, other circumstances to have control over me and the way that I show up? So the next card we have, the next two cards we have are the World, and then we have the Two of Wands. And so I think that this is really a beautiful, like, coming home to self, closing out a cycle of pain, and a cycle of like kind of I don't want to say self-abandonment, but kind of like you're done putting yourself at the bottom of the list, and you're coming back with a new plan, with a new strategy, with the new goals in mind, with new ways that you want to live. Like, you're ready to explore a new way of being and living. And like, when you look at this card, it's like you've arrived at this new place, and you can see like the little people in the town, and you're ready just to go explore. And so you have this air of like being really curious about life, being curious about yourself, being curious about the things that you're able to do and accomplish, because now you're in a completely new energy. You're no longer in this energy of dealing with betrayal, being dishonest, or being disconnected from yourself. A lot of this feels like being disconnected. And so now you're moving into a space where it's like, okay, I know what it is that I need. I know what it is that I want to experience. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. So you are finding that balance. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a fresh start. This is a new opportunity for you to live abundantly ever after. You're finding peace between the old new and the new you. You're able to merge them together and say, okay, I don't have to completely disown myself because I made some mistakes in the past. Like, I can learn from those things. And you know, a lot of times it's the dark traumas, it's the shadow stuff, right? It's those experiences that we kind of wish we could have avoided, but those are the things that where we can gain our wisdom. And we gain our wisdom by not by stuffing it down and hiding it, but by like processing it, by working through it, understanding who you were in that experience, and realizing that every version of you, even the you that went through the trauma, even the you that was fucked up in the past, even the you that wasn't, you know, being your best, every version of you was needed and necessary in order for you to get back to this place of completion and wholeness, because you had to go through that cycle and you had to learn, and now it's changed your perspective and your view about yourself, about the world that you operate in, about your relationships, about the things that you can experience and accomplish. And that's a really beautiful thing. But you have to look at things in that way, as though they are like I like to call them love lessons or life lessons. And so you can take those things, those gifts that you've been given, you're armed with new knowledge, with new experiences, and now you have new opportunity. So what you decide to do with that is entirely up to you. So I would say that moving into June, moving into the half point of the year, it's really about reviewing the things that have worked, the things that have not worked. And maybe this is just the first part of the year. Maybe it doesn't even span back. If there was like a major upset or something that really caused you to feel heartbroken or just down and out, to put you in a state of grief and heartache. And I know that there's been a lot that's happened in the past couple of years. But it's time for your perspective to shift. It's time for the things that you're focusing on to change, so that you can kind of realign with and reconnect with who you are. So I'm just going to pull one more card just to kind of close things out. And this also isn't something to like really overthink. A lot of times we can get caught up in the feeling and the overthinking. And so the card that came out is the Lovers. And that's exactly what I was just talking about, finding that alignment. Like, we move from like kind of integrating these different things, and then you're coming into a place of alignment, a place of wholeness. And I was talking about this in the live that I did the other day. Like, when we're able to really process the things that we've experienced and take away the nuggets of wisdom, make peace with the things that, you know, we still are not able to like or to fully understand, and you're not shaming yourself, you're not blaming, you're not you know, holding on to grief or guilt or shame, you move into a space of wholeness. Because like I said, every experience that we've been through has taught us something. Every version of myself, good, bad, and everything in between, has gotten me to the point where I am today. And, you know, later down the road, a couple years from now, I can look back, and the me that is sitting right here would have been very necessary for the me that I'm growing into in the future. And so that's what this card is all about. It's all about coming back into alignment, knowing that you are whole, that nothing's missing, that you're not broken, that you don't need to feel unworthy or unloved or disjointed in any way. because you're beautiful and you're perfect, but you have to realize that you have to get out of that energy of feeling guilty and ashamed and start allowing yourself to have the things that you want, which is what the Six of Pentacles was telling us. But until you process the ways in which you are not allowing that, until you process the ways in which you are not being honest about the beauty that is you, until you start to examine the stories that you're telling yourself and really identify the ways that you have been kind of lying to yourself about who you are and what you're capable of and what you're here to experience in life, you won't get to that space. So that is a cycle that is closing out. There's probably been something that has come up with this eclipse energy that has highlighted ways in which you have not been kind or loving to yourself. Ways in which you have been sabotaging yourself, whether it's in career, whether it's in relationship, whether just it's in your thought process, and is asking you to really go within and give yourself the things that you need, and to really allow your full self to shine forward in all situations. And that allows you, when you do that, when you really accept yourself as being whole and complete, that allows you to shine in all of your relationships, all of your connections with other people. You have a deeper sense of self-love, which then it boosts your confidence, your self-esteem, so you don't have to waver about who you are or how you get to show up in different spaces. You get to be you through and through, no matter what's happening around you. So that is our June collective, just a general reading for June. I hope that this message has touched you in some way. I am sending you an abundance of love and hope that you stay safe, and I will chat with you soon. My website, JavonnaTisdale.com, is going to be live really, really soon. Yesterday I was working on setting up my calendar. I will have some new services available. I wasn't doing healing sessions, but those decided to make a comeback. So I'll have tarot readings available. There's like a 15-minute reading, a 30-minute, and then a 45-minute. And then I have some hour-long signature readings that I've created. One of them is like the intuitive goddess guidance, and that kind of really focuses on self-love. There's the pathway to spiritual love that gives you guidance and messages on how you can align with or what actions you need to take to really open up to attracting that type of love in your life. Also, we'll be doing pendulum readings, which I love. Those are a lot of fun. I'm going to bring in crystal readings at some point too. Those were one of the earlier types of readings that I used to do, and I kind of miss it. And so I think that'll be a lot of fun. And that's basically where I'll have a bag of crystals and I'll pull out and it'll tell me like what's going on with you based on the crystals that I pull. So that's coming. Also, I've got the money Reiki sessions. So these are energy healing sessions that basically focus on your connection to money, healing money. So there's like this beautiful money aura cleansing that I do. That'll be available. And then I'll have like a chakra balancing session, my angelic heart healing session, and so much more. So I'm just getting all of that stuff worked out. And once everything is like connected and speaking to each other, then I will go ahead and hit publish on my website. But I am so excited that I get to do this and I get to hold space for people. And because we're going into summer season for my daughter, so she won't have school, it gives me a little more time, so where I do feel more comfortable holding energy healing sessions. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, and I cannot wait to work with you and to hold space with you. Oh, and I also have added a crystal healing session as well. So all of the healing sessions are completely remote. I've been testing that out. Normally I would connect over Zoom and have like music playing and things like that, but I've been testing out different ways of doing it where it's either by phone or just not. We don't connect at all until like after the session for like a follow-up, and I like that better, connecting after the session. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. The readings will be done using like Zoom or Google Meet or something like that. Yeah, so lots of beautiful things are happening. I'm also working on the Spiritual Love Community, so that will be live soon, probably within the next month or so. It just depends on what my schedule looks like and how much time I have to like pour into that. Inside of the community, we're gonna have healing circles, a book club. One of the books that we're reading or gonna read, like I'm trying to choose the book so I can map out the reading process and have all of that stuff ready. I'll be doing like a monthly teaching or training, bringing people in. We'll be doing energy healing sessions. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So you can head to my website, JavonnaTisdale.com, and drop your email in so that you can get notified when the website is live. Another thing I did was I adjusted the prices on my readings. So yeah, so I made some changes there and I feel really good about it. So yeah, beautiful things are coming. I cannot wait to support you. Sending you an abundance of love. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what resonated with you, and I will see you next time. Peace.